Whoa.
That is massive.
That is incredible, and I don't know what it is. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. Very excited and
Carnivorous
waiting for
sponge?
these. Yes.
What do they eat?
They eat anything, honestly, that... Sorry, I'm distracted by trying to ID this one. These are like more oval shaped than I think some of the ones we've been seeing.
Yeah.
It's so tiny, too.
That's a little something.
Oh yeah, we got a little scale worm right there.
Yeah. So sponges are usually sort of a filter feeder where they siphon water out of the water column and filter out most of the rain snow, but the carnivorous sponges can eat all the things that you're seeing right now, small invertebrates, small shrimp, isopods, that type of stuff.
Yeah, that is so interesting. It's like an inflatable Christmas tree.
It's a sort of
It does look kind of like that.
Yeah, it looks like some
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
Little
definitely
stars.
a star.
some part of the substrate.
Yeah.
on it.
Goodbye, friend. Enjoy your meals.
Can we look at that sponge, please?
Yep.
This is an incredible looking sponge. It looks like a Caulophacus, but it has a very, very thin stalk like a Hyla stylus, and it also has a little ctenophore on it, that little pink reddish thing. But I have never seen this type of sponge before. I've never seen something with so thin a stalk that has an attachment that is in a concave surface like we see on Caulophacus. That is incredible, and I don't know what it is.
You want to look at the base?
Sure, please. Yeah.
I'm going to come out while you try and get it.
I'll work my way down there.
Look at that little guy there.
Yeah, another commensal of some kind. And yeah,
There you
okay,
go.
you can't see any threads or anything.
Full.
Sure.
Right in the attached to the substrate. Okay, thank
Coming
you.
out to full organism.
Yeah, we're like,
Got a zippity doo dah.
Yep, that is really cool. I'll look into that one more. It's possible it's just one I don't know, but I've never seen one like that before. Oh, another one of those sponges. It is the same one, I believe. And I did look this up, and I see nothing in the reference with a stalk that fine. That is really interesting.
I know, I was trying to
Yeah, I'm
look
coming
it up
in
too.
a little bit. Give me a
Couldn't find
second here,
anything.
folks.
It does look like Caulophacus, but just very interesting how fine that stalk is.
There we go. Let's try and see if we can get the laser beam across the stalk. Thank you.
Thanks for the quick zoom.
Coming out.
That one had some ruffling patterns along the head shape that looks a little like a type of Caulophacus oxydiscus. But we haven't seen any from the other side. At some point, hopefully, we see one of these from the other side.
And remind me, on a previous dive, you had mentioned something about whether it was kind of a concave or a convex attachment. What is that classification?
Yeah, so concave, because it's attaching on the concave side, and that's Caulophacus that does that. Whereas Bolosoma, which is in a different family, attaches on the convex side, and not necessarily always at the back, but sometimes below the bell.
So Caulophacus is the concave, cauliflower is kind of shaped like that. So it's fake cauliflower, Caulophacus.
Cauliflower, yeah, fake cauliflower,
and,
sure.
And
Bolosoma.
Bolosoma.
Looks like we're coming up on something up here to the left. I could see it in the Atlantic camera coming up, so I was like, oh my goodness, stretching us out a little bit to reach it. So
That's
thank you.
amazing.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Just like looks like a little cotton puff.
Whoa.
How beautiful.
That is massive.
Yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely massive.
I know, I wish I could lateral around it. I just don't have the tether for it. Very neat.
Yeah, thank you so
Super.
much for spotting it. Just this huge stalked glass sponge. We've been seeing the itty bitty ones so far, but this one is enormous.
I'm getting a few more out here, yeah.
You can see them out in the
Gonna have
distance.
to kind of start trudging up here though, because Atalanta's gonna have to come up real quick.
Yeah.
You got your sonar?
Got wall.
A little too close. Ta-da. I mean, that's a pretty significant stock.
Very thick. Wow.
This looks like the cauliflower one again.
Is it Caulophacus?
Caulophacus.
Yeah, and look at sort of the base of it. It almost looks like putty,
Right?
just plopped onto there.
It's got like 3 baby old stalks, or not living stalks anymore, around it. So yeah, this one's interesting because some of the example photos I actually only have like one of sort of those disc shapes, and it looks more like a mushroom. And then some of the other examples of this species have ones that look more like what we just saw.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, we don't know as of, to my knowledge, based on this ID guide, if that's a different species or not. Another one.
Caulophacus.
Wow, so many of them around here.
They're massive. We did get a question in the chat about glass sponges. Why do glass sponges live for so long? I would say it's due to their persistence, but they are also these wonderful engineers able to kind of build these structures out of silica to kind of withstand the depths of the deep sea and the immense pressures. They have evolved to become incredibly stable.
The top of that is almost like, what, volleyball size?
Yeah, maybe.
Like 10 centimeters, and then it's a little bit further
It's bigger
around
than 10 centimeters, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, the more, like, curves it has, the older it is. Because there's definitely some species that only have, like, or some specimens of this that only have, like, one.
Yeah.
And these are quite large.
And we've seen ones that are a little bit smaller that only have, like, 4 puffballs instead of this.
This has got, what, 5 at least?
At least.
This is another one of those Caulophacus?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel like that's been pretty much, not completely exclusively, but mainly the only sponge we've been seeing at the top of this ridge. And so I wonder if all of those dead stalks are probably also from those. They're the right size to me.
Yeah. I'd see that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went from all, like, carnivorous sponges
Yeah.
for a good, like, 500 meters in elevation to now mainly Caulophacus.